Yo, what is up guys? So I'm here to talk about the changes to Mercy as well as give you guys my thoughts on it. A lot of you guys came into my live stream asking, what are your thoughts on the new Mercy? Do you like it? Now, I don't personally play a ton of Mercy. I will sometimes play Mercy if no one wants to play Mercy, which honestly was like half of the games in these lower ranks. But, after you climb, you usually see these one-trick Mercy mains. There's always like, I play Mercy and Diva only. But anyways... if you guys didn't know what the changes are to the new Mercy, Mercy has to come in and channel her res for 1.75 seconds, which means that she's not going to be able to do anything for 1.75 seconds, so you can do whatever you want to her. She can't, like, do anything. It's a channeled ability, and it has to actually finish to be able to actually res the person. As you guys can see right here, the Mercy, she's got to sit there, and then Reinhardt just went in and charged her, which you could actually just swing your hammer, and most of the time she'll die anyways, and you don't risk the RNG mechanic of, something killing you as you're charging in with Reinhardt, or you get booped. There's so many other, like, variables that you'd have to consider, so just swing your hammer. But anyways, I wanted to talk about my thoughts on these changes. Now, I feel like it makes bad Mercies even worse, and it makes good Mercies required to work around with the team, kind of be more vocal, like, hey, this guy just died, I need you to push forward. Basically, tanks need to push forward and sit on the body that you're trying to res so they can body block or they can shield it or whatever the case may be. But basically, if you go in and try to res like 1v5, you're more than likely just going to go ahead and die. You're not going to even get the res off, which I think is a good thing because there's a lot of things that I could make a dedicated video about the problems that Mercy has, because there's very few heroes that people can play that are Mercy mains and actually can do well after they're, like, I'm saying Mercy only mains. I'm saying, like, if you only play like 5,000 hours into Mercy and you put 0 hours into any other hero, more than likely it's just not going to transfer well. But again, that could be a topic for another day. I'm really here to talk about, like, my thoughts on the changes and what heroes got buffed because of this. And it's an indirect buff, meaning that it changes to another hero, but that makes another hero better because of these changes. Because Mercy, even though she's gotten nerfed, I've seen a lot of players complain about it, and what they'll do is they'll put, like, you'll see like a Zen Lucia or a Zen Anna, and then, like, they'll start to lose and they'll just swap back to Mercy because they're a Mercy main. That's just kind of how it is. Mercy's still a very popular hero, and I still think that she can be definitely used. She's not like complete trash. Drop Mercy. Mercy pick is now the Doomfist pick, aka a throw. But anyways, so let me go ahead and get into the heroes that I wanted to talk about. And keep in mind, guys, this is not a tier list of, like, heroes in Overwatch. It's a tier list, or I guess my list of hero rankings that I think indirectly, again, got buffed or changed up because of the new Mercy mechanic, because Mercy still sees play in like 90% of games. But anyways, let me go ahead and jump into the list over here, and I'll talk about why. Again, this is not a tier list as far as Overwatch goes. It's just like heroes that I think got an indirect buff better than other heroes. So first off, we have Widowmaker. Obviously, if Mercy's sitting there not doing anything, you should be able to headshot her unless, it's a Hanzo or Widowmaker on my team, because they can never land shots. But I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying. It's like, Mercy comes in for the res, she's not going to be able to do anything, she's holding perfectly still. I'd say Widowmaker gets better value than Hanzo, although it's in the same sense, like, as long as the Hanzo's like halfway decent, he should be able to get the kill. But sometimes without scatter error, they're not getting any kills. But like I said, it not only is able to kill the Mercy after they try to go in for the res, but also it makes picks much more valuable because you can just sit with your scopes on that specific area. Because before, when you get a pick, Mercy would just go out there, like if the person was super far out of position, Mercy would just go straight, fly up to them, get a res off, and if you didn't kill the Mercy, well, that was unfortunate for you because your pick is now pretty much negated. But now, when you get a pick and they're super far off, Mercy goes and flies, she's going to have to channel that. That gives snipers extra value. That's like a buy one, get one free. So it definitely supports, snipers a lot more with this. Next up, Junkrat, which we will actually be playing very soon here on defense, and you'll see how good it is against Mercy. When Mercy's trying to go in for that red, you just spam. I mean, as Junkrat, you're going to be spamming pretty much the whole time anyways. Like, I know some people are like, don't spam when there's a Zarya, but I'd rather just blow up the shield than just keep on going ham anyways. But a lot of times what happens is one of the grenades will probably land on Mercy anyways because you're spamming 24/7, and you can also throw down a trap. You can throw down a mine if you happen to land a shot. It's just a really quick follow up to your shots. So Junkrat just gets even better value because he can just spam in that area anyways. Next up, Roadhog. His right clicks are very, very good when something's not moving, so that is also another thing. Also, he can hook someone, and so it does two things for Roadhog. Not only can he obviously hook Mercy when she's trying to res, which that's an easy thing to do, but because he's hooking someone super far out of position, Mercy can't go dive in, go for the res, and then just dive right back out, because she's going to have to be super out of position. So I feel like Roadhog, again, indirectly got buffed because of this. Next up, our boy McCree. Obviously, flashbang is pretty good. It stops Mercy from getting off the res. Also, if something's not moving, it makes any hit scan relatively better because she's not going to be moving. Do whatever you want to her. But also, another thing I wanted to mention with McCree was that when McCree is going for his flashbang, a lot of time now, you'll see better players, what they'll try to do is they'll try to work with the tanks and they'll try to go forward, like they'll push forward so they can actually get the Mercy to get off the res safely. So what you do in that aspect is you're able to get multiple targets with your flashbang. So it is like two things in a sense. So I would consider these in like the S tier categories, and these heroes definitely got indirectly buffed the most out of the new Mercy changes. Because again, Mercy is like a very important like hero. She has like 3 times the pick rate as any hero in the game, even after these nerfs, although we're still in that like early introduction into these changes. But there's so many one-trick Mercy mains, as anyone plays Overwatch, you know what I'm saying. Next up though, Zenyatta. I consider him in the A tier category. Now, Zenyatta also has been seeing much more play due to the changes of the ultimates, because obviously if you use your ultimate, you don't get a refund, and a lot of times what happens with Lucio is he'll drop the beat, but he'll get killed midair, he'll get flashbang, something will happen to it, and he loses out on his ultimate. Zenyatta, it doesn't really happen. I really just feel like Zenyatta just is kind of more immune. He's more safe in a sense when there's like a Zarya that they're going for an ult. Like, it's just much more safe, whereas Lucio, there's a lot of like things that could potentially become problems, if that makes sense. But also simply because of the new Mercy changes. Let's say you get a pick and the guy's super far out, right? What you can instantly do with Zenyatta is you're like, oh, we just got a pick. All right, let me go ahead and hold right click or L2 on console, and you just are able to secure the kill that Mercy is trying to go res. So like as a healer, that's pretty good, because there's not really a healer that has any like burst potential that Zenyatta really has. And also Zenyatta has been getting much more popular simply due to again, it's just the ult changes. Like, he's very safe on his ultimate. Next up though, these are heroes that some of them will have interesting interactions with, which we'll get to. The first one I wanted to mention was Reinhardt. Because of these changes, having a shield obviously can be really helpful. Things like Winston and Orisa, they have a cooldown on their shield, whereas Ryan, he can kind of have it at all times, if that makes sense. I know it can go away, but it really just allows your team to kind of push without just taking damage and letting them build up. Because if you happen to have a team where it's like Diva and Roadhog, the problem is sometimes that like you just go forward and you're just kind of building them all and you don't have like a shield. So Reinhardt can be like indirectly better because of this, because he can push forward better than any other character and not actually like take damage, if that makes sense. But yeah, he can definitely be considered better in my book. Another thing is Tracer. Usually Tracer's so far in the backline anyways, if she gets a kill and the Mercy tries to go ahead and reses the person, obviously, again, Mercy's not going to be able to do anything. Tracer can easily get that one clip into her face. Next up, Bastion. He's kind of an odd pick, but I feel like because he's able to set up anyways, he's going to be able to just grind down those shields. Who's ever trying to push to get that res off, he might be able to get out another pick. And I've even had scenarios when I'm playing Bastion and I kill Mercy, and then like their tank moves forward because like they're kind of slower on like the callouts. Because sometimes that happens. Like, you know, you hear a callout, you're not in position, you try to get into position, and it just works out better for the Bastion in that sense. Reaper, he's usually up in the front anyways, and if Mercy's going for the res, obviously, again, when things aren't moving, he tends to kill things pretty fast. Next up, Genji. I feel like now when you get the kills, like Mercy's not going to be able to just go straight up for the res and then like you're dead as Genji. Genji's still problematic. I can make another video talking about like Genji in general, because he's technically seeing less play than he was. A lot of pros consider just like him not as optimal as he once was. I do miss the ledge boost, and I do miss the triple jump that you could have with Genji. But the thing is that when you go for a kill, if Mercy tries to go for that res, your shurikens actually hit for quite a bit, and that allows you to usually secure like another kill. So like, it gives you better value, but you have to be a good Genji anyways. But it still indirectly did buff him. Next up, Mei. If your Mercy is trying to go in for a res, obviously you can wall off. It's kind of like the same thing as tanks do. They kind of build space, but it's more free in a sense where it's like Reinhardt, where you're having a shield instead of you know, like Roadhog, where you're just gonna have to just take damage to kind of body block. But also, if their Mercy comes in to res a target that's out of position, it also technically does help quite a bit too, because obviously you can just wall. That's basically what it comes down to, is the wall. Next up, these heroes in the C category, I feel like they can work. Some heroes you're going to have to be better than others. Symmetra can work kind of interesting, because let's say they go for a res. If you charge up a shot, more than likely you're not going to kill Mercy before she gets the res, but you could technically hit the person and hit who's ever over there, because again, the tanks will be moving forward, therefore you can charge your ult even faster. Sombra, if you're really good with the hack, yeah, you can stop it, but majority of times if you have Sombra, your teammates are probably pretty triggered anyways, because you're playing Sombra, let's be honest here. But yeah, she could technically deal with it, but she's usually like pretty far in the backline anyways, and Mercy's diving in, it might be a little bit difficult. But also, Pharah and Lucio, they can boop and push away the Mercy, so that can kind of help. Zarya can help in the sense where she's able to help out with Mercy actually pulling it off, because she can obviously barrier her. But sometimes like the Mercy just goes in and you're like, dude, I don't have barrier for you. And like they'll be like, I'm resin, barrier me, and you're like, oh, well, you should have told me a second ago, or you know, you actually have to communicate a lot more. Again, that's why it makes bad Mercies even worse and good Mercies even better. But anyways, D.Va, with her defense matrix, it can be okay. Because of the new changes, you can just fire missiles in that like area, and sometimes you can get Mercy as she's like coming in. I've seen that quite a bit. It's more so better on console, because console you have the aim assist with D.Va. But yeah, that's my thoughts on D.Va with that. And other heroes, I feel like Ana, it's kind of difficult to land the sleep. Plus, Ana should be super far back anyways, like as far as positioning goes. And for that thing to actually travel and for you to actually like get your shot off, unless Mercy's going directly straight at you, you just might miss on it. Obviously, if you're good with it, then by all means, that's great. And it's just that like the good Ana players wouldn't really need this video, if that makes sense. Like if you're top 500, I don't know why you're watching my content anyways. But thank you. Another thing, Winston, I just feel like he doesn't really get that much benefit because he doesn't do enough damage to burst. Torb, same thing. With Soldier, I mean, he is hit scan, but you'd have to like burst the shots. It's okay, but it's not like a huge buff or change really. With Orisa, you have to wait for the shield to try to help out with that. We have nothing in the E category, and Mercy is obviously going to be in the F tier category for this, but because the shots take too long. Like usually as Mercy, you don't really want to be up there trying to get DPS anyways, and then Doomfist is in the F category because Doomfist is in like he's in the worst spot. I actually wanted to make a video talking about how Doomfist is well, I don't want to ruin the topic, but he's actually not in a very good spot as far as like the metagame goes. Hopefully he will be changed, because he's actually one of my favorite heroes in the game. I mean, heck, dude, on my Smurf account, I got partnered with like bronze and platinums. No, I'm sorry, no, it was gold and platinums, and they were getting more medals than me. I was trying out Doomfist only, and Doomfist needs some changes, but I know that like while Mercy's trying to res, you can go for the fist, but like Doomfist is just not really recommended by me. Again, this is for a lot of you guys that are in like these higher ranks in Overwatch. But anyways, hopefully this video helps you guys out, and you learned something new, and enjoy wrecking those new Mercies now. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it, and if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button for more fidget spinner videos.